Giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Holy One of Israel. Hallelujah. The problem, the problem with, like I said, I want to give all praises, all glory, and all honor to mighty Yahweh. But the problem is they've been lied to. The people have been lied to about judgment. You go to the book of Matthew 7. It says, "Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured unto you again." This is just patently false. It's false. When it says, "Judge that ye not be judged," everyone's going to be judged according to the same thing. And the Almighty says, "You are the judge." According to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 15, one of the commandments of the Almighty says, "Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor." So don't listen to Christ tell you that if you don't judge, then you won't be judged at all. That's not the case. If you don't judge and you do evil, you still will be judged. So do good. But the title is Wilt Thou Judge? And yes, son of man, yes, I'm going to judge by reading Ezekiel 22 because it's the Almighty that's really judging. But as always, His servants got to stick their neck out. And this is Ezekiel 22, verse 1. "Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge? Wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yea, thou shalt show her all of her abominations." So right here it's letting you know that the Almighty is letting Ezekiel know you're going to show these people their abominations. You're going to judge. Now, was he wrong? Was Christ right and the Almighty wrong? Let's continue. Then say they, then say thou, I'm sorry. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim, the city sheddeth blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, that her time may come and make up idols against herself to defile herself. Yeah, so we have idols here. Anything you worship other than the creator of the heavens and earth is an idol. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself in thy idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and are come even to thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. And that's what the Almighty did to us. He made us a mocking to all countries who mock the house of Israel because we don't know who we are. Those that be near and those that be far from thee shall mock thee, which are infamous and much vexed. So yeah, every nation of people mock us. You look like Snoop Dogg. You a G nigga and chicken and all the rest of the stuff they be talking. Let's continue. Behold, the princes of Israel, every one were in thee to their power to shed blood. In thee have they set light by father and mother. That's against the commandments to set light by. What does that mean? Disrespectful, arrogant, is high-minded and prideful towards your father and your mother. You need to humble yourself. But people are not humble. You supposed to you supposed to honor them, and that means to hold them in high esteem, like a queen or a king. But it says right here, verse 7 of Ezekiel 22, in thee have they set light by father and mother. So most people don't know what that means. That means being arrogant towards them. In the midst of thee have they dealt by oppression with the stranger. In thee have they vexed the fatherless and the widow. So they have vexed the fatherless and the widow. And we have to realize that we don't need to vex these fatherless children. There's a lot of fatherless children that need not be vexed. You're supposed to do good to the fatherless children, and there's so many different fatherless children, but it's a blessing to do good to the fatherless. Right here it says, in thee have they vexed the fatherless. How many fatherless people we know? Are we vexing these kids? So should we have mercy on those who are fatherless? Let's continue. Verse 8, thou hast despised my holy things, and hast profaned my Sabbath. And even myself, I need to do better with the Sabbath. So I'm not even going, you know what I'm saying? This is condemning myself too. They have profaned my Sabbath. Why? Because the Sabbath is very important. It's a day you dedicate to learning to keep the commandments and do what's right. So you have to take that time out in Almighty's holy day and keep it holy and not do your own pleasure. And if you do that on a consistent basis, you'll grow. Your wisdom will grow. Let's continue. In thee are men that carry tails to shed blood. What does it mean, carry tails? Man, we already know people. Oh yeah, we done pop this nigga. We gonna kill these niggas. They got tails to shed blood. So we got all types of music with tails to kill, or to hurt, or to harm, or to shed blood. One of the brothers told me about this. He said, "Man, you can't be listening to that type of music all day. Of these men that carry tails to shed blood. And in thee they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of thee they commit lewdness." When we talk about eating upon the mountain, that's talking about dealing with idolatry. And in the midst of thee they commit lewdness. We know about lewdness. Sexual misconduct, and that's lewdness. I mean, from all types of abominations that goes on around this mud. But they commit lewdness. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. Oh man, I hope people are not discovering their father's nakedness. I hope people are not. This is verse 10. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. I hope people ain't sleeping with their mama or their mother-in-law or something like that. In thee have they humbled her that was set apart for her pollution. What does this mean? They had sex with a woman that was on her period. So not only did they have sex with their father's wife, I mean, well, hold on. Let me straighten this out. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. I thought it was talking about his wife. There may be women who have discovered their father's nakedness. Now that's nasty. But in thee have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. So she's bleeding and on her menstrual period, but you're going to have sex with her. Most people don't know these commandments. They take light. You know what I mean? Fools make a mock at sin. So you can tell a fool it's against the commandments to have sex with a woman on her period, and they'll make a mock at that. And one hath committed abomination with his neighbor's wife, and another have lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law, and another in thee have humbled his sister, his father's daughter. So they doing all types of stuff. They committing adultery with his neighbor's wife, and that's common. People talking about I'm gonna fuck your wife and fuck your I mean, I think Tupac tried to say, "Oh yeah, but I fucked your wife." Like, come on, bro. You fuck somebody's wife, and that's a good thing. Another have lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law. So this motherfucker, he married to a woman with a kid, and he want to fuck her kid. We got low lives out here that do this. He defiled his daughter-in-law, not his daughter, but he married a woman with a child. Or as a lot of you low life niggas do, you got with a woman with a child, and now you want to lay with the child. You's an evil motherfucker. But see, that's why I said, wilt thou judge? I'm not judging. This is what the Almighty's saying. I'm just going, if you get mad, I'm going to take the brunt for it. But let's continue. In thee have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith Yahweh. So in thee have they taken gifts to shed blood, and taking usury, man, taking bribes, and with greedy gain and extortion. Behold, therefore, I have spit in my hand at thy dishonest gain, which thou hast made, and at thy blood, which has been in the midst of thee. Can thy heart endure, or can thy hands be strong in the day that I shall deal with thee? Let me read that again. Can thy heart endure, or can thy hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee? I, Yah, have spoken it and will do it. So right here, can your heart endure when the Almighty come down on your ass? We know the answer to that. I will scatter thee among the heathen and disperse thee in the countries, and I will consume thy filthiness out of thee. And that's what he did. He scattered us among the heathen. We are scattered right now as a people among the heathen, and we don't know who we are as the house of Israel. He's done what he said he was going to do. And thou shalt take thine inheritance in thyself in the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. What does that mean? He said, and thou shalt be profaned in the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. And we are profane in the sight of the heathen. It's not no glory, no positivity. We have no history, because they took that away. Now we do definitely have a history as the holy people of the Almighty, His bride, but our people don't know that, so they being profane. But I was in verse 16, but I'm gonna skip down to verse 23. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rain upon on the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they shown difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane in them. This is gold. I'm gonna go back to 25. There's a conspiracy among the prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Now, It's a conspiracy of the prophets in the midst thereof. Now we got it's a conspiracy with these false prophets around here who have devoured souls and have taken all this precious things. And there's many false prophets that are devouring souls, not telling him to do the right thing, not telling them to choose life. They're devouring souls by telling them to choose death, telling them they can eat swine, telling them, okay, hello, okay, I'm about to get up off. Give me a second. Give me a second.